Hey, beautiful people. Happy afternoon. Break time for me, and God's been after me to do this download for a while, and so that's what we're going to do. This one is, how did I get through this? And you don't understand how many times have I sat and thought about this. How did I do this? Because for all intents and purposes, I shouldn't be here, and I know many of you have a similar story that can resonate with my own. So how did we do it? Well, I came up with some pointers. I mean, they're just my pointers. Take them, leave them. Maybe they're helpful, maybe they're not, but I wanted to give you whatever tools I could to help equip you so that maybe you had an easier time than I did when I started out my journey. So the first one was to educate yourself. Educate yourself on spirituality, educate yourself on energy, educate yourself on your opponents, educate yourself in life, on anything you can. The better equipped you are with knowledge, the better equipped you are to defend yourself. Number 2, be so sure of who you are that only God can deter how you see yourself. They will attack your confidence. They will attack everything about what you believe and who you are. They will attack your identity. So you need to be so sure of who you are and what you believe that it doesn't matter what words they say at you. You will not quake from what you know to be true. Number 3, silence about your plans. Keep quiet about the things that you intend to do. If they don't know what you intend to do, then they cannot stop you from what you intend to do. Number 4, evaluate your friends, your family, and anybody you have in your life, and evaluate them for whether they are an asset to your life or a deficit. There is no neutral. The only neutral in that life, well, there's no neutral. If they're not adding to your life and making you happy, bringing you joy, contributing, helping to better you, then they're a deficit. People who take from you, and you do not want to keep people who take from you in your life energetically. Those are called parasites. Number 5, when I first started this, and I recommend this to anyone starting down this journey, challenge your own mental health. If you challenge your mental health and you take assessment, see a doctor, see a therapist, whatever you need to do, challenge your own mental health, because they're going to along the way, and you want a baseline. You want a firm baseline of knowing where you are mentally so that you don't have to challenge that later on down the road. Number 6, be aware of your physical health. They will send a lot of dark energy at you. That dark energy will affect your mental health, your physical health, your digestion, your reproductive, everything. Be aware of your physical health. If you are aware of your physical health, you can be aware when your physical health is not in alignment with what it regularly functions as. And if it is not in alignment, then you can return that energy to sender, and that's what we want. We don't want to keep energy that is not our energy to keep. Number 7, try not to feed into any disparaging narratives. Okay, so these groups, as most of you have learned or will learn, are doing everything in their power to cut down your credibility. They're doing everything to discredit you. They're doing everything to cost you professional jobs. They're doing everything. They will make up things about your criminal life, about your reputation, about your social activities, anything to take you down. Do not feed their narrative. Do not do anything criminally that you don't really have to criminally. I would prefer you not to do anything criminally at all, because you're just feeding into the narrative and giving them fuel to help attack you. Don't get into online fights or any kind of fights if you can help it, because you're just fueling the narrative, because I guarantee they're already staging a narrative behind your back that you're violent, that you're mentally unstable, that you're crazy, or that you're confused or anything like that. While they're doing that behind your back, they've got you feeding into that narrative by causing you to react, and they're doing it on purpose. So you need to be aware of that so that you don't feed that narrative. Okay, number 8, you need to be creative, resourceful for how you get yourself resources and help, and know it's not always going to be easy to do that, okay? The people that should get you the resources that you normally would be able to get, they may not want to, they may not do their jobs, and you need to be okay with that. You need to find ways to get yourself the things that you need in life, whether that's protection, whether that's food, water, whatever. A safe place to live. You need to be able to get those things without you need to be able to get those things without taking a loss, meaning you need to not be able to have to put yourself in any kind of a criminal position to be able to take care of yourself and your family. So have resources available for yourself. Number 9, know that you are always being watched, whether it is through your phone, a Ryobi, whether it is through a camera, your computer, you are always being watched. They will pay people to watch you. You just have to get used to it. You have to know that, and you have to adjust your lifestyle for that. Number 10, you need to ensure that your home and your friends and your family are protected and safe. The one thing that it took me a minute to understand about these circumstances is that it may not be you directly that they attack. It may be your friends and your family or your children, and they may not attack them directly, meaning, it's an example. They may gang stalk your children, as an example, to get at you. If they want to create conflict in your home and you protecting your own energy, they may send conflict to your parents or your siblings or your kids to try to get at you. They may do that at your job to try to get at you. They will get at anybody around you to attack you. And it's not that those people are karmic or bad. They just simply may not be as aware spiritually as you are and therefore not protected like you are. So they will use people around you to get at you. No, not everybody around us is upright. There are people around us and our friends and family that aren't good. And they will use those people, they will weed them out, and they will use blackmail, they will use sex, drugs, addictions, they will use all kinds of things, even exploitation, to make them do whatever they want them to do against you. So even people who have loyal hearts you need to be aware of, because they may have extenuating circumstances that you don't understand or know. Okay, number 11. You need to understand they have no boundaries. There is nothing that they will not do. There is no boundary they will not cross. They, on a regular basis, play in feces, urine, and blood, and all kinds of stuff. They have sex with their family members. There is nothing they won't do because they believe in these things so firmly. So you need to understand and equip yourself with that mentality that yes, you and I, we have boundaries for the things that we will do because we rely on God. They don't, because they don't have that same confidence and security that we do. So they will continue to push the boundaries because they don't truly have the confidence that Satan will be there for them. They don't. And they know that he won't. We have that confidence. They do not. Number 12, be your biggest ally, defense, and advocate. And start to understand the differences and the lingo, because there are people out here who intentionally they're stirring the pot on purpose. They're putting out false messages, they're putting out false information on purpose to confuse. So you need to educate yourself to make sure that you are getting the information that is best for you. Number 13, challenge your own beliefs. Here's a good example of one, and yeah, it's a personal one to me, but it is an example. I believed for 45 years that the Bible was what it was, and I had to live my life by it. It was through sheer accident that I came across, in my own nature of being a nerd, that I came across information, documents, and I know that God brought them to me. Now He's told me. But I didn't challenge my own beliefs about a book that I was brought up to believe was the way I was going to earn my salvation. It was God that showed me the truth. And because I didn't seek my own truth, which was there in black and white, it was always on the internet, it was always there for any of us to see, that the current transcripts don't match the predated ones in the Bible. They don't. And had I done my due diligence at the time, I would have known that. But I did not, and now I am doing it. So my point is, challenge every belief you have so that you understand the things that you believe are your beliefs and not the beliefs of what other people have told you to be true. Number 14, having patience. This is not my strong suit, but I've learned it very well. Number 15, integrity. I can't overstate this, and it's an undervalued quality in my opinion. They will attack your integrity, and they will attack your credibility. So if you aren't standing in your truth and authenticity 100% of the time, you will never make it, because they will destroy you. Stand in your integrity at all times. Number 16, creativity. With this journey, you are going to have periods of time where you suffer. And that's just part of it. Unfortunately, I still go to God with this one because I don't like it. But there will be periods of time where you will suffer. And during those periods of time where you are suffering because you're being targeted or gang stalked or fired or whatever else is going on while you're on this journey, you need to have a creative outlet to be able to release that frustration, that anger, that... It can be painting, it can be exercising, it can be woodworking, it can be anything. But have an outlet for yourself. Number 17, the fastest way to protect yourself is to heal yourself. Spiritual rank is like a union rank. The higher your rank is, the better the perks. So if you want to heal yourself, if you want to protect yourself and keep these witches off your butt, heal. Because the higher you rank, the more protection you have. Number 18, God upholds free will. This one was a little bit of a stinker for me to learn too. I kept thinking because I'm obeying God that all those bad people can't hurt me because they're not obeying God. And that's not how it works. God gives us all free will, good and bad alike. God does say that no weapon formed against us will prosper, but he doesn't say it won't be formed. And he doesn't say that it won't temporarily prosper, and it doesn't say that it won't give the illusion of having control, and it doesn't say that it won't hurt you. It says it won't succeed. Prosper, succeed. So I know they won't, but you have to understand that those people that are doing the devil's will, they have free will the same as we do. Absolutely. And they have free will to make poor choices as much as we have free will to make good ones. Okay? God will not interfere with that. Doesn't mean your ancestors won't. That's a whole different conversation, a whole different story. We're talking about God right now, and he will. Number 19. These spiritual and these 3D attacks, I got this one today and I needed it and I thank God for it. They actually are helping us to grow stronger and more powerful for the final battle. On the final battle, God's chosen will come down to defend his people. We need to go through these trials and this suffering and this pain so that we are powerful enough to take on these demons in that final battle. Number 20, cut off karmic ties or lose your blessings. This is a fact. I cannot overstate how and why this works. If you are attached to someone who is under divine judgment, you can kiss your finances goodbye. It may be slowly, but you will lose them. If you are attached to somebody who's under karmic debt, kiss your money goodbye, because as long as you're attached to that person, you will slowly lose your money. That's just factually how it works. Those people are to be cut off for a reason. God is punishing them for a reason. They are not to be cut off and then you give them all a helping hand and then they don't learn the lesson at all. Anybody who aids a karmic will incur their same karmic debt. And that's common sense, yes. But it's also divine law. Number 21, bear the cross. There are no people who sit behind a pretty yellow fence and throw stones at the devil. God wants people on the front line. If you're not willing to get out there and do the work, bear the cross, evangelize, talk about it, praise about it, and everything else, you're not really on God's team. And he does see it that way. And the lost scriptures that I have been reading through, they speak to that. Bear the cross. Number 22, seek your own truth. Do not allow others to dictate your life, your narrative, your future, your relationship with God, or your belief or understanding about what God wants in your life. Number 24, take accountability for your actions. Whether you did wrong or you were just a part of something that wasn't good, understand your role in the situation, take accountability for it, and make it right. Number 25, self-love. Self-love doesn't have to look like pedicures and manicures, although I wish they did. I haven't had one in years. Pedicures, manicures, and massage, I would love one. But self-love can look as much like watching a football game on Sunday and just having that time to yourself. Self-love can look like working out in the garage. Self-love can look like taking yourself out hiking on a regular. Self-love can look like a lot of things. Because we call it a frou-frou name doesn't mean the action is invalid. And number 26, self-actualize. During this period of time, you should begin to make plans, and you should begin to stage out how you are going to manifest those plans to come into fruition. This is your period of time to actualize what you want your future to be. This is a period of time, and it can be a stinker lengthy one sometimes, but this is a period of time for you to plan, rest, hibernate, so that when you come out of that transitory period that God's going to put you in, you are the exploding butterfly that I know you can be. These are my tips, nothing more. Take them, leave them. I know that they'll make fun of me and whatever else, and I don't care. I promise. Have a great day, everybody, and know that I am praying for you and I love you very, very much.